So there are 3 people in mid. We gotta be very careful. We don't step up too far because Umoja does have her ultimate. We're going to dash out. Ymir uses his ultimate. We're going to use our line attack. And now we're going to go ahead and ult. We get a pick onto the Kali, and we get a pick onto the Umoja. Easy double. Raijin's ultimate is super strong early on. What a do, Scooby Boo, it's your boy Seanyb Gaming, and today we are going to be playing some Raijin mid in Ranked Conquest. I haven't posted a Ranked Conquest video to the channel before, so this is a first, and if you want to see more content like this, please be sure to let me know. If you are new to the channel, I upload 6 to 7 times a week. I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intention of seeing what went right and what went wrong. So hopefully there's something that we can learn together. If you are a returning viewer, please let me know if you are interested in seeing me play ranked. It's something I might dabble in the future. I am trying to stick to the more how-to guides and builds, but we'll see how it goes. So with Raijin, Raijin's 1 is going to beat his drums and shoot a line attack. He's going to shoot a single line attack, and then a double line attack. Raijin's 2, he's going to apply his pet, Raij, to his enemy, and if he hits him with a basic attack or an ability, Raij is going to pop and then bounce between enemies, applying a slow. Raijin's 3, he's going to teleport to the area where his 3 is indicating, and it's going to root the enemy. It's going to mesmerize the enemy and do some damage. And then Raijin's ultimate. When Raijin ults, he has access to 3 different beats. The first beat is going to be 100% damage. The second beat is going to be a taunt that does 30% damage, meaning that they will walk towards you. And then there is the third beat, which is fear, which is going to do 30% of the total damage, and it's going to cause enemies to run away. And then Raijin's passive, for every 5 abilities cast, Raijin is going to reduce the cooldown of all of his abilities, including the one he just used, by 2 seconds. So now that we kind of know how Raijin's kit works, let's go ahead and take a look at the build. We went into Mage's Blessing, and it looks like we're going to be going into either Spear of Desolation or Divine Ruin. We started with the tier 1 version of Divine Ruin. We're going to pick up red with Raven, and then we're going to move back mid. So we are going against a Vulcan and a Kali. The Kali might be some problem for us, might cause some trouble for us, but we should be able to outclear this Vulcan, hopefully. He does have a lot of high pressure right now, early on. Raven blinks in behind, gets some damage off on the Vulcan, but is not enough to confirm. I'm sticking to the wave. I'm going to try to move up, try to help out.
Let's go, Jeff.
Kali is able to get the pick onto Raven. I probably could have done something there. Yeah, he's like, okay, why didn't you help? Well, you blinked past their Kali while I was attacking a wave, trying to prevent it from going under tower. Yes, I could have ran up and helped, but then the minions would probably just start shooting at me, and then I would be in a bad position. So I think I did play that probably the safe way right there. But it did cost Raven his life. Vulcan's going to place up a turret. So with Vulcan's turret, you can actually stand just right outside of its range and land some basic attacks on it. So right here. So Vulcan is probably a little bit ahead of me in terms of XP and gold. Although he has been splitting the waves with Kali to where I have kind of been soloing the waves a little bit more. Earlier on Raijin's second ability, I think I called his pet Raij. It's actually Raiju. So left lane is pretty far pushed up. We're just going to rotate and hit our red. Looks like Robin is going for the oracles and maybe to reinforce our teammates. I'm just going to pick up the red and move back mid. It's not necessarily my job to rotate this early on. This Vulcan is playing it smart, causing me to play a little bit differently than I normally would. So I'm rotating the safe way to clean up the minions to avoid his turret and the abilities that he would throw at me while I was trying to get his turret down. So we're going to throw our Raijin down, we throw our 1 down, Raiji's going to bounce between everything, and we almost clear the wave. So Robin's hitting the neutral harpies. We do have enough money for boots, so we're going to go ahead and back. And then we're going to be going into the shoes of the focus, so we can get that extra 10% cooldown online as early as possible.
It's your job not to die.
Enemy ultimate down!
Left tower is under attack.
That's too bad. Enemy missing middle.
So there's 4 people left. That was a good team rotation by them.
No worries.
Unfortunately, I'm just going to be able to clean up the mid lane. I'm not going to really be able to punish them for rotating out of mid, other than just pushing a wave under tower. So now it looks like we're trying to make a rotation left, because it looked like Neith is really far up. We don't have vision on her, so she's probably not there, so we're just going to run back to mid. If we had vision on her and she was pushed up, it would have been worth trying to rotate and get her. But since we had no vision, she's probably backed, and we just want to run back to mid so we don't miss any of the XP from the wave. We're going to pick up our red buff, rotate with Robin to get these back harpies, trying to get all the XP as we trying to get as much XP as we possibly can. Oh man. So there are 3 people in mid.
I'll attack middle lane.
We gotta be very careful we don't step up too far because Seanyb does have her ultimate. We're going to dash out. Ymir uses his ultimate. We're going to use our line attack. And now we're going to go ahead and ult. We get a pick onto the Kali, and we get a pick onto the Seanyb. Easy double. Raijin's ultimate is super strong early on. There's very few ultimates that are going to be able to out damage it. They even recently nerfed it, but I still think it is going to be one of the strongest ultimates at level 5.
Okay.
We take a decent amount of poke. There is an ultimate. We are able to dodge it. Robin's going to rotate in. That is Vulcan's 1. We're going to use our Raiju and our 1, and Ymir is able to get the pick. We are pretty weak, so we're going to go ahead and disengage back up and go ahead and pick up Divine Ruin. Now that we have Divine Ruin, let's go ahead and take a look at why we are buying Divine Ruin. So Seanyb, I think alone would warrant a Divine Ruin, so she can't just use her 2 to heal her allies and provide those shields. Kali is going to be healing if she can get a pick on her target in her ultimate. We're going to blink in. We throw our Raiju down. We're going to use our line attack to clear the minion wave. We do have our ultimate, but we don't really want to use it. Okay, now we're going to use it. We're going to use our taunts. And we are able to set up our team to get the kill.
Of course.
So Kali's going to heal if she can destroy her own target. Neith has a little bit of heals. Oh, we're getting pushed by Kali. We're going to have to dash out. That is a lot of our health gone. We get really far pushed. We're going to go ahead and use our Aegis. Do a little bit of strafey strafes. And we are able to get the pick with just 55 health left. Aegis came in super handy right there.
Defend the middle lane. On my way.
So now we have 20% cooldown, a decent amount of magical power, and some magical penetration, some flat magical pen. We are going to be doing some relative damage to all of these squishies. Pretty much any character, unless they have magical defense, we're going to be doing some pretty relevant damage to them at this point in the game. After we got Divine Ruin, we are going to be going into Soul Gem. Soul Gem is going to give us 10% cooldown, some magical lifesteal, some magical power, and then whenever every fourth ability we land on an enemy god is going to do additional damage and heal our team for a certain amount of health. So we are really hanging back as we cast our abilities, trying to create a lot of separation between us and the enemy. That way we stay safe, we're not overstepping, and they can't really get us because we're close to tower. We do have our support coming mid, so maybe we can start being a little bit more aggressive, but nobody's in mid. Chiron's a little far left. We're going to use our 1. We got some great poke. We're going to use our 3, dashing aggressively. We're going to go ahead and ult. Miss all of our ultimates shots, and then we're going to disengage because we missed all of our ultimate shots. So our Ymir is a little far up. It looks like he blinked in. And it looks like it backfired.
Be careful. Enemy ultimate down.
So there are some weak enemies in mid. I think that Vulcan probably backed. Looks like it. So we're just going to clean up the wave. Our red is up. So that is probably where we're going to want to rotate to next. Charon's here. We'll be splitting the XP with him. We don't really necessarily need his help to clear it, but he's there. We're going to be splitting that. Go ahead and full clear the wave and also get the Vulcan turret. So Neath is a little far pushed up. We might be able to make a play onto her here. Callie is right behind us, so we're going to want to immediately start running away. If she has hasten, we are in a lot of trouble. Robin was able to provide a little bit of peel for us, so we're going to rotate back mid. Callie is still behind us. We are going to use our 3 on her aggressively. Use our Aegis again. She's going to fall to the tower yet again. And then a Yemoja bubble gets me. That's a little unfortunate. I wasn't going to be able to kill her with my ultimate, but I thought maybe I could pull her under tower, get some relative damage off, and I should be fine. But in Raijin's ultimate, he stands still, is slower than he normally would be, and is pretty mobile and a large target. So Yemoja was able to just line up an ability, and that was able to do enough damage to cause me to respawn.
It's your job not to die.
So we don't have enough money for Soul Gem, so we're just going to walk out. Since this is ranked, we are going to be going into Soul Gem after Divine Ruin. And by buying a lifesteal item, it's going to allow me to stop buying health pots, so I can start buying some wards. That's kind of the thought process behind it. We have 1 mana pot, just because we run out of mana kind of frequently. Vulcan is all the way over in mid. That was actually the Morgan. Callie's over here. We're going to have to run. There's over half our health. If she jumps, yep. So Robin, and then the Vulcan ult was able to get us.
Reading chat.
On my way.
So we got caught out in rotation.
Dude, that guy is literally a bot. Okay, literally all of my teammates are trolls.
That Callie is starting to become a problem. Callie jumps the Ymir ultimate damage.
Your middle tower is under attack.
And we are back up. We have our Soul Gem. So we're going to dash out of Fountain. Try to get to lane as fast as possible.
Your middle tower is under attack. Enemy missing right. Enemy missing right.
Our Chiron is in a little bit of a bad position. We're going to see if we can rotate up, do anything for him. We hit our line attack onto Umoja. We get the kill onto the Umoja.
An enemy has been slain. Let's go.
Ymir is able to get a pick. That is 3 down. We can totally burn the Pyromancer right here, if not the total fire. In fact, we have all 5 here. We should probably just go straight for Fire Giant. Callie blinks in aggressively. That's her dash. We're going to leap in, try to get his stun. Unfortunately, we missed a lot of our 1, but Robin was able to blink in and clean up the kill. We're all here, so it is time to start pushing some structures. You could probably push 1 more tower, and then maybe even make a play for Fire Giant. 4-man grouping. Got some great damage off onto the Umoja. Morgan gets a pick, so now it's going to be time to back up. We miss our Raiju, but we're going to go ahead and blink in, or dash in. That is a Vulcan ultimate. She backflips away. Vulcan is flanking, so we're going to try to back up just a little bit. Robin's a little too far up. We get some good poke onto Vulcan from through the wall. Chiron is a little far pushed up on the left side. We're going to go ahead and back.
Retreat left lane. Enemy missing middle.
So we got 1 tier 1 tower, the Pyromancer, and got the second tier 2 tower. Pretty weak. That was a pretty good push. We did lose 2 people, so we might have been able to extract after going for the structures a little bit more effectively.
On my way.
But I think that was a small little victory for us, even though we did lose a few people towards the end there.
Spread out. Enemy ultimate down.
Gonna go ahead and put a ward onto the Gold Fury. That is probably going to be the next objective. Usually Gold Fury will fall before Fire Giant.
Enemy missing middle. Retreat left lane.
So I let them know, enemy missing mid, he's over in left. There's a bit of a fight breaking out over this. We're going to want to clear this wave, get the XP and gold, and then make the rotation over.
On my way. Ultimate is ready.
We do have our ultimate, so hopefully there is something that we can do here. Might want to just blink in aggressively, aim for the Vulcan.
Enemy missing middle. Enemy missing right. Let's go, baby.
The Vulcan goes down to the Chiron. And we are able to get the Neath. Umoja ultimate. We unfortunately got hit. Chiron is able to get the kill. That is 4 down. We could totally push some structures right here. With just the Morgan up, we should push left and right and try to make a play for one of the Phoenixes. We also have the option of going for Gold Fury, but with 3 people grouped up left, one of them being our support and the other being the carry, I think it makes sense to try to just go and burn this Phoenix down right here. This could really open up the map for us, and I think we'll still have the time to get Gold Fury after this.
Your team has destroyed a left.
So that is a sprint. It looks like our team is trying to get the tier 2 tower in mid. I think the Gold Fury is a much better use of our time. We get some poke from behind the wall. We don't want them to see us. We're going to go ahead and ult, just get some good damage off. We get the pick onto the Vulcan. There is a Callie. That is her jump. She gets the quad stun. We're not going to dash in. We're just going to wait for somebody to tank the tower, and then we're going to start getting some pokes onto the tower. Neath is right behind us. We are going to step back to avoid the Umoja ultimate. Now it's time to attack the Gold Fury. Probably could have done it a little bit earlier, but that is alright. I don't think they're going to be able to contest this, so we get the Gold Fury. We have a pretty penny in the pocket, so we're going to go ahead and just clear our red buff, and then we're going to go ahead and back and buy some items. So I think up next is Soul Reaver. Soul Reaver is just all around great item, provides you a lot of power, provides you some mana, and it's also going to make it to where you deal relevant damage to all enemy gods by removing a percentage of their total health whenever you hit them with an ability. We were able to get a pick on, we were able to get the Pyromancer kill. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far. We do have our ultimate, Robin ults out. There is a Kali. We get a little bit of poke off onto her, but we can't really engage her too much right here. Ymir is in some trouble. We're going to throw our Raijin down, and we're just going to dash in. Go for the full-on aggressive, which was a terrible idea because they were able to just burn me down. If I would have tried to use the Robin as a front line and then use my ultimate while he's kind of creating some space for me, I think that fight would have gone much better instead of just dashing in and trying to ult from there. So maybe a little too aggressive, probably could have played a little bit smarter. After Soul Reaver, we're going to be going into Obsidian Shard. Obsidian Shard is going to provide 20% magical penetration. So we're going to be doing some relevant damage to any enemies that might be building some magical protections, like the Mage or the Morgan.
Poggers.
Attack Fire Giant. Yes.
So we're going to just push up mid. The call was made to go for Fire Giant. We're going to head that direction and see if we can confirm it. We do have our ultimate if they decide to come and contest. Easy Fire Giant, uncontested. So we're going to walk back mid, try to clean up the wave. We're still not level 20, so we're trying to get XP where we can. Their Vulcan is 2 levels ahead of us. I guess he just got all the XP he needed. He did make a couple of gank attempts in left, to where this game I did not have many successful gank attempts in left. I think Vulcan had at least 2 successful gank attempts in left lane. So our team is grouping up in the left lane. We should be able to push this left tower because Vulcan is in mid and Kali is in right. So it's going to be a 4v3 onto a weak Phoenix.
An enemy has been slain.
That is a good Umoja wall. We're going to have to dash out of that. We're going to go ahead and ult. Try to get as much damage off as possible. Kali got an immunity, so now it is time to break. They were able to defend right there. We're going to see if there's anything we can do to help this Raijin out. We missed all of our things. We hit the Raiju proc. We crash onto the Vulcan. Get some really good damage onto the Morgan. Unfortunately, she's able to stay alive. And we are able to get the Phoenix. That is the huge objective. Anything else is just going to be extra at this point. Yep, we should have backed after getting the Phoenix. No worries though. I think making the smart play and making the I want to tussle play, usually I make the wrong decision, but that's alright. This Raw's about to go down to the Kali. The Kali's the problem here. And even if we were to build defense or health, she's still going to be a problem because she has Quinsai.
Feels bad, man.
So we just need to try to pick better fights and maybe space a little bit better.
Yes. We need wards.
So we have our Obsidian Shard online. Whenever we damage an enemy with an ability for the first time in a while, it's going to do 30% magical penetration.
Your left tower is under attack.
Defend the left flank. Group up.
So they have a 3 stack over and left. We're going to rotate over.
Let's go, baby.
Beneath goes down. Our tower goes down. Gold Fury looks like it's up, so we should be able to rotate there after we get this Umoja. Morgan is definitely going to be able to just run away. So now it's time to go for the objective.
Attack middle lane.
The Morgan is close by, but I think she's going to be able to just invis out. We're going to set a ward up, stick with the Chiron, just in case he needs some help. He's able to get the pick, very nice. We're going to take their red buff. So right here, Ymir is pushing left, which is fine, but the fire minions would be pushing left by themselves. Chiron and myself are in mid, and then there's a 2v2 fight going on in right. We should push all the lanes and let the Raven and Ra try to deal with the enemies, because we could have had some waves at the mid Phoenix right now, but instead we are chasing down this Vulcan who is just running away. So now Ymir is pushing mid, we're pushing the right.
Retreat middle lane. Group up. Retreat middle lane. Group up.
Ymir is rotating over to us, so hopefully he can tank this. Up, Ymir never rotated over fully. We got some damage off, but the Morgan uses Argus. Our teammate goes down, so now we're going to want to start trying to peel for our teammates. We get the stun onto the Morgan.
It's your job not to die.
Oh my goodness, absolute trash. I can't believe I missed that. I'm so bad. How do you miss a Raijin ult on somebody who's that close? That was a huge misplay. We should have at least traded out right there. Now Raw's giving me some words in chat.
Cancel that.
Yeah, that was ugly. But we're still in the game. We still have the lead and the map pressure. We don't have enough money for a full item, so we are just going to leave the fountain with what we have.
We need wards.
So we're going to lose our tower on the right side. Raw is able to get a pick onto the Morgan. Kali's pushing the left Phoenix.
Enemy missing left. Attack fire giant. Attack fire giant. Attack fire giant.
So at this point in the game, we just need to group up, get some picks, and then push as a team. The enemy got the fire giant, so that is going to delay this game for a little bit. They're just going to have a lot of sustain from the fire giant buff. So they're going to be able to prolong these fights, hang out a little bit longer, and we're going to kind of be on the defensive end of things.
Dude, that guy is...
Robin was able to get the pick onto Neath. That's 2 down. We have 5. I think we might be able to get this Phoenix right here.
Attack right lane.
That is a Vulcan ultimate. Did a lot of damage. Our team started to fall back towards mid. I got separated on the right, so I'm going to fall back through jungle. I don't want to try to go into jungle the way my team did, or else I'll get pinched by the enemy. We get some good damage off onto the Vulcan.
You have slain an
We're able to get the pick onto Vulcan. Morgan's close by. We're going to pop our sprint. Dash away. The reason we got sprint was for the Kali. If we got beads, we could beads her stun, but then if she has hasten, she can just stick to us with her hasten katana. So our team is falling back. Raw is the healthiest of the bunch. We're going to go ahead and back. So now it looks like Raw is in the middle of the fight, and he's about to go down. So we just need to group as a team, get a pick or two, and then push some structures. But right now we are just getting picked. We aren't able to group as a full 5. We're going to make a play for the red buff. They just got the tower on right side, and they just got the Primal Fury. So now I would say that the momentum is definitely swinging in their favor this game. They got Fire Giant. We're able to clean up all of the towers, and then we're able to get Gold Fury. And now they're actually ahead of us in gold, even though we're ahead in kills. And they got the Pyromancer. So they're definitely caught up. We don't have any kind of lead anymore, other than in kills.
We need wards. Yes.
So we sold our starter item to get Rod of Tahuti. Rod of Tahuti is going to make it to where you deal 25% more damage to enemies below 50% health.
Retreat.
Just works pretty well with Raijin and his kit.
Retreat.
We're going to go back, buy some wards so we can get some vision. At this point in the game, vision is probably one of the most important things you can have. If you know that there's a group of 4 with somebody over in a lane by themselves, that is going to be a good fight to take if you have all 5. There is a Mojo ultimate, so we're just going to wait this out. Kali's pushing right. We're going to try to stick onto this Vulcan. We get the stun. We're able to get a pick onto the Neath. We use our ultimate, we get the double. We're going to keep using our ultimate to try to get this Umoja down. Kali is nearby. We're going to throw our Raiju onto her. Blink in, try to get the stun, hopefully help a teammate out. We're going to use our 1 on the Umoja. Apply the Raiju. Now she's going to be slowed because we popped the Raiju. And Umoja goes down. So that is 3 people down. We really need to try to push a structure or objective here. The Morgan's in mid. We don't want to get caught up trying to chase her down. We really want to be pushing structures at this point in the game.
Attack. Middle attack. Middle lane. Yes. Come and get some. Your middle Phoenix is under attack.
So Kali is pushing right. I'm going to go ahead and back. Let my team push the mid.
Retreat left lane. Attack middle lane. Right.
So the Morgan is handling left. Kali is just now backing. It should be a free mid Phoenix.
Yeah, baby.
Neath made it back. Vulcan's also up. Oh no, they're pushing him off the Phoenix.
Retreat.
What a shame. So there is a little fun fact that's not really told in Smite, but if you are trying to deal damage to a tower or a Phoenix, you deal half the damage if your minions aren't in the radius of the tower or Phoenix. So we had Ymir tanking that right there, and then Ra and Chiron doing damage to the Phoenix, but they were only dealing half damage because there were no minions nearby. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. Target is Neath, trying to go through Umoja. Probably not the best ultimate right there. Callie is nearby. We're going to try to push her off of Ra.
Okay, literally
We miss our
all
one
my
though.
teammates are trolls.
Robin goes down.
Double kill.
Ymir was a little far pushed up. We're going to have to dash away. So that was unfortunate. We were not able to get very much off of the 3 people that went down on the enemy team. We use our 3 on the Callie to try to get these stunned. And then we were able to get her with our 1. He gets stunned. And we were able to dash out. I don't think we can quite back quite yet. Neath is grouping up in mid, trying to push a wave. 3 people. We're going to use our Raijin. We're going to dash out of the Moja. We're going to go ahead and we don't have our ultimate, so we're just going to tank some damage. We got some good poke off onto the enemy Neath.
Good day. On my way.
Now we are going to lose our mid Phoenix. It's a real back and forth so far in this game. Charon's chasing the Vulcan down. Gets some good damage off.
Dude, that guy is
And is able to get the kill with the ultimate. That's pretty impressive. So they're going to go for gold while Ra cleans up the left lane. We bought the movement speed potion, but we do not have enough money for a full item, or at least we might not, so we're just going to hold on to it for a little bit. Yep, we have enough money, so we're going to sell our boots, and we are going to go into Ethereal Staff to round off the build. That's going to give us some crowd control reduction. It's going to give us some health, and we're also going to be able to siphon health and mana from enemies. So now we're making a play for fire while we have enhanced waves from the Gold Fury moving up each lane. We get the Gold Fury. Not entirely sure why I backed right there. Maybe there's somebody on the mini-map that I saw, so I decided to back. Well, it looks like they're going to push the right side, so I'm just going to work up the left. Somebody was over here. So it looks like the Phoenix is still up. Robin's in a bad spot. We're able to get a pick. We're going to clear the wave and keep pushing up this left lane, even though we absolutely should be in the team fight over and right.
It's your job not to die.
They're all so weak. If I was there, I probably would have made a huge difference.
Jeffrey, I'm fragging.
But we're just going to back because there's not a whole lot we can do. I have no idea why I backed from Fire Giant right there and then started to push the left lane.
Poggers.
Chiron is able to get the pick. That's very nice.
Double kill.
Able to get the double.
Just doing my job.
Callie's rotating over to him. Looks like he's going to be able to back in time. We're cleaning up the fire minions, and on the left we have 0 Phoenixes down, and it's really just us and Chiron right now, so we're going to try to wait for our teammates to get up, and then we're going to want to group together. We're in the end game. Everyone is a level 20. It's all about how these team fights go. If we can punish them enough, we should be able to win the game. If we get punished too much, we might lose. We use our 3. We got some poke off. but we looked the wrong way right after. Alright, so we're pushing with Chiron. Ymir and Robin are pushing up mid. Chiron's going back mid. I'm going to try to stick with the team this time. Vulcan's nearby. I'm not exactly sure how Raijin missed him right there. So right here, Vulcan is just causing us to run around, and we're most likely going to get the pick onto him. It's just he's causing us to waste time and move towards our fountain instead of towards the enemy phoenixes.
You have slain an enemy.
We're able to get the pick onto Vulcan. So it looks like Robin is dealing with two people in mid. We're going to rotate over, see if there's anything we can do to help.
Attack middle lane. Be right back.
So Ymir is pushing up. Ra is hanging out in fountain. Same with Ravana. So it is the three of us pushing into four people. Probably not going to win this.
Group up. Group up.
Gold Fury is going to be up pretty soon.
Attack the Gold Fury. Group up.
That should give us some pressure in each wave. But right now, it's really all just dependent on us grouping up and then one team beating out the other team and then pushing. So Ymir ults and it's a little too early, so the Gold Fury doesn't take any damage from it. We get the Primal Fury kill, and that is going to give each lane a enhanced minion wave, and it's also going to make each team member of our team deal more damage to objectives such as the Pyromancer and Fire Giant.
Jeffrey, I'm fragging.
Attack.
We're going to clean up the minions in mid, try to get the wave pushed up a little bit so we can try to get the mid Phoenix.
An enemy has been slain.
Robin's able to get a pick. We're going to push up the lane.
Attack the middle lane.
Left lane has a fat wave that needs to be dealt with.
Attack middle lane.
It looks like we're just going to ignore the fat wave in left. Ymir's tanking, so everyone needs to try to get some damage onto the Phoenix, but like nobody's doing damage while Ymir's tanking it. We're gonna go ahead and ult. We missed 2 shots. We get 2 shots off onto the Morgan. Oh my, our Phoenix siege needs a little bit of work.
Your team has destroyed a middle enemy Phoenix. Your left Phoenix is under attack.
So our left Phoenix is under attack. We saw that coming. If we can get a couple of picks here, we could close the game out. That was a very bad 3. Put me in a very bad position. We accidentally eat the Neath ult. We're in a terrible spot. We're going to peel into the jungle. Place a ward so we know if anyone's following us. And it looks like nobody's following us. So I think we're going to be able to get out here. Yep, we're just going to back. So now we have the small advantage. We have a Phoenix down and they have 0 down. We bought the wards and the vision shard. It's probably a little redundant. But we're going to rotate over to the left. There's 3 people stacking over here and the Phoenix is somewhat weak. We do not have our ultimate for another 10 seconds. We use our 1. We get the kill onto the Morgan. Phoenix is still up, so it's going to push Callie out. We use our Raiju. Try to use our 1. It does not connect on anyone. We're very weak, so we're going to go ahead and just disengage. It's not worth dying and having to wait an entire minute at this point in the game. Now that we do have our ultimate, we should be able to really affect their push whenever they push into the Phoenix. We're going to dash in. We're going to ult. Terrible ult. My Raijin ults were not that on point this game. And Callie was able to get the pick onto me. Ooh, I know this is a long one, but we really were battling it out in rank. Momentum was changing between them and us quite frequently. Right now, we have the momentum. We might be able to even get another Phoenix down here if Callie stays in right lane.
Deflecting power to engines.
Move up. Attack Fire Giant.
Group up. Fast, but I'm faster.
So, nothing really developed from watching Chiron move up left and then retreat mid while we were dead. So, we are going to respawn, and it looks like our team's going to be going for Fire Giant.
On my way.
We are almost there, fellas. We just need one more good team fight, and then this game will open wide. This game will open wide up. We get the pick onto the Fire Giant. The Morgan's nearby. We get a 1 off on her. It's going to reduce her below half.
Am I in hell?
Another pretty bad ultimate, but we're making it work.
Fight me.
We're able to get the pick onto the Vulcan. If we can get, so that's another one down. That's 3. Now we have 5. We have 4. We have Fire Giant. We can push this. Should probably just use my sprint right there to try to catch up. Yeah, we're gonna pop the sprint. This is gonna be game.
Attack right lane.
I don't think they're going to be able to do much to stop a 4-man push, except for blink in.
Your team has destroyed a middle enemy lane.
Robin was able to clean up the middle Phoenix, and now we are sieging the right Phoenix. Now it is time to attack the Titan, and we are able to close it out. I will show you guys the stats at the end of this game.
That's all of them.
Oh my god, I survived.
Thank you for watching. If you feel like you learned anything at all, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. I'd love to hear from you guys, so please reach out in the comments down below. These stats will be posted in just a second. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.